Hello friends, Lee here from TableTop Oz. Thanks for joining me. In this video, I thought we could hang out and I want to offer a new review of the Vapvana Natural. The reason why I want to offer a new review, I've removed my original review of this particular product. I think it's important when products make changes and, there's something significant that happens from, say, the original release or the pre-release items. It's pretty important to come back and talk about these things, right? Because very often, influencers or, educators like myself will end up with these products in their earliest state, right? Like they get sent out so that we can create content for you guys and let you know what's going on, before they get released. And I was lucky enough to be in that group of people. Vapvana sent me this natural. I'm not an affiliate of Vapvana's though. I just want to remind you guys of that. There's no affiliate links or anything like that. But I think this is just a responsibility on my part to come back and say, I've seen something significant change with this kit since it came out originally. And that changes how I feel about it in a big way, actually. So basically, when it comes to ball vapes, and I think you guys have probably heard me say it, hundreds of times, I'm thinking, if you watch my channel with any regularity. Ball vapes, small changes can make a big difference. Sometimes it's the tiniest little detail that you change something up with a kit and all of a sudden you're getting a different outcome. In this case, when I reviewed this originally with the original PID in it, I didn't feel that the power delivery system smoothness matched the overall purity of the quartz baller head, and I felt like that was affecting the overall use of the product or the overall enjoyment of the product. I felt like it was, really close, but not quite where it needed to be. Well, since then, Vapvana's made some kind of, I'm going to say, sort of like silent changes in the background. And this is what happens sometimes with things, right? You just make a small little tweak or a little change. There's no point in, alerting everybody about it. You just make the change and you move on. It's a small improvement to your product and away you go. Well, in this case, they made what I would say is a significant adjustment to the PID, the way the power is delivered. So the way the power is delivered now in the latest release that I've tested from Vapvana, it's a lot smoother. So what that does is it creates a much smoother vaping experience with the natural. So this has gone from something that I felt like it was really close to a complete home run now. I've been using this a fairly good amount in the background. I originally was running it on pure analog power just to see, matching the purity of this, the natural quartz baller head that is filled with sapphire beads. Like it's pretty hard to get much more pure than this when you're vaping, especially, if you're running through a bowl like this, with the glass screen. There's no metal in this at all. This bowl, I gotta tell you guys, I absolutely love that injector bowl. It's no glass or no metal screen in here, and if you look at the way that it works at the top of this, if any dry herb does fall down, it just drops down into the bottom of this bowl, and you're still pulling air through these slits, right? So you don't get any dry herb flakes in your water piece when you're using the all glass bowl if you don't want to add a wire screen. When you're using an all glass bowl, if you can get away without putting a wire screen in there, and you're also not getting, all kinds of flakes in your bong, that's a beautiful thing. So when you get the natural, basically what you're getting is this this injector. This is an all quartz injector, including the handle, and it's filled with 205 sapphire beads. Okay, and you see it's kind of a cutout here for how it gets screwed together, right? This is a pretty cool injector, guys. This is definitely purity as far as the flavor is concerned. And then you get this glass bowl. I know originally they were giving away this extra bowl with a wire screen in it. I'm not sure if they still are. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. At the time you watch this, I can't say for sure. But typically I'm running with this when 9 out of 10 times anyway. The only time I'm actually going to the backup bowl, I kind of think of it as, is when I want to really just rip a couple hard ones, like just, and I want 0 draw resistance, and I just want to cloud it up hard, and I want to hit like 2 or 3 back to back and just get slammed. That's when I'll reach for the one with the wire, because it's just this process here. It just slows you down a little bit, which I like, 9 out of 10 times, but that time when you want to get slammed, I like to get rid of the resistance. And of course you get the brush and the scoop, and you also get this 20 millimeter banger with a 10 millimeter joint on it. And of course they include the adapter for your bong. So if you want to go to a 14 millimeter, you get the 10 to 14 reducer, and you also get a 14 to 18 should you be going all the way up to 18. So they've kind of got all that covered off here, right? And as far as the banger is concerned, I definitely like the banger. It does a good job. It's not my first reach because I have so many different options. But, as kind of, I don't know that I would say, okay, I'm going to get this because I really want that banger. The banger, I think, is a great add-on, and it's a great, secondary piece. But I think, the big deal here is this all quartz baller head filled with the sapphire beads. When you're running a nice smooth delivery like they're doing now with this PID, they've really smoothed out how the energy delivery goes. You're getting, I would say, maximum flavor through this all quartz baller. Now, I'm going to say this though. I mean, this kit is not cheap, right? That's the thing about this kit. This is really kind of an end game kit, in my opinion. If you're the person who is like, you know what, I want the most pure rips, and I don't mind spending the money. I'll spend it once, I'll get the most pure, and I'll be really happy with it. I'm somebody who is going to use a kit for a while without getting bored. If you have a short attention span for devices, you need to consider that maybe when you're looking at this one, just because of the price tag on it. But, if you're looking at something that is going to be for long-term use, and, you're really looking for that pure vapor experience, super flavorful, this one's pretty tough to beat. Cheers. I'm running this around 575 degrees Fahrenheit on the PID. And the smoothness is, oh man, it is just so smooth. Now, what I will say with this, here's what I've learned with it as far as how I use it, I guess. With this all quartz baller, what I want to do is I want to basically expel everything from the bowl, like extract everything in 1 to 2 draws, so then I can replace it back into the 20 millimeter hot hole. So if you keep it out too long and you draw on it too many times, you're going to cool it down, and then it takes a little bit of time for it to collect the heat back up. But if you work in balance with it, 1 or 2 draws, and then get it back on there and at least give it 30 seconds or so, take a minute before you load up your next bowl, you get into a balance with it, and I don't find that there's any real wait time, the way I've learned how to use it to match my own style. But you just have to be aware of it, right? If you rip on it too many times without putting it back in the hot hole, then you will definitely cool it down. Now, let's talk about the hot hole itself, okay? So this is the 20 millimeter heater, and it's very deep compared to it's deeper this way, right? So you're not sitting on the bottom of the hot hole with the tip of the injector, and you're also not quite there with the banger. You're sitting slightly off the bottom with the banger, so you're heating the sides of the banger, you're heating the sides of the injector. It's a really gentle heating system. I prefer this over a traditional coil system without any question about it. I find it's just kind of the next step. It's definitely I really like the way Vapvana does this, and it works really nicely with your bangers. I will say this, I was thinking about this when I was getting ready to shoot this video, and I'm like, you know what would make this the ultimate kit? Like, if I was looking to create the absolute end game, never think about it again kit, I would probably add a 25 millimeter hot hole in this stem where you can actually, when you're using the banger, this is a glass lined holder, right? So it's really nice, so you're not, of course, hurting your quartz banger at all. You can just store it in there while you're using your banger. But I thought, well, I would probably remove that and put a 25 millimeter hot hole in there, so then you could have a 25 millimeter quartz banger with insert, let's say, you know, sitting nice and hot in the 25 millimeter hot hole. You've got your injector all ready to go as well, so you know you're just good to go no matter which way you're thinking about it. I just kind of daydreaming kits, right? Like ultimate kit. Yeah, it would probably be something like that. If I want to push into, you know, real thick vapor with this, basically what I'm doing is I'm dropping in a little more dry herb and I'm running it up closer to 600 degrees Fahrenheit versus 575. That small difference, it's enough to really push you up in thickness of vapor. But with something like this, you know, taking that middle of the road vapor, it's giving you super hard hitting effects. It's so smooth, and you're getting, you know, that full entourage effect with the terpenes. It really does unlock, you know, some crazy ass flavor too. So, you know, I just wanted to jump back on anyway and talk about the natural a little bit more and let you guys know, you know, what I'm thinking about it now that I've had some time to use it, and with the new updates that are built into the PID that they just didn't even really say anything about. You know, that's kind of why I dig so deep into the devices too when I'm, you know, preparing to do a review, and I'm looking at, you know, power delivery and all those kinds of things that aren't on the surface, because that small change, it really brought this right into line, into a home run for me. All right, my friends, that's it. I just wanted to jump on and let you know what I was thinking about that today. Until next time, take care.